Good morning. Nowadays, dreams comes with high price tag. In the world of average people and average salaries, all of us wants to enter seven-digit club. Who doesn't want to become rich? Either you should have a large income or a strategic financial plan to meet our life goals. With this, I welcome all the participants for today's webinar. I'm Professor Jivita, Assistant Professor, Ramaya Institute of Management. So let's begin our session with Warren Buffett's quote. Someone is sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. I hope all of you will understand the meaning of it by end of the session. Outline of my presentation. So let's understand what is investment, factors affecting investment decision, what is the difference between a savings and investment, few terminologies, liquidity, risk, and return. So what are the savings schemes available in India, investment alternatives, impact of COVID on investment avenues. So at last, let's discuss how to take the right investment decision during COVID crash. So our needs and desires are unlimited. So every day it will grow. So then the question comes, how can I double my money? Or how can I become rich? So how money grows? Answer is simple, invest. Invest money to make more money. So let's understand, what do you mean by investment? Investment is the allocation of money on different financial assets, so with the expectation of positive returns. So or profits in the simple words. So how people will invest in simple words. So income is earned, expenses are met. So you're going to, there is something which is left out, we call it as a savings, and later that savings will be converted into investments. Why to invest? Is that necessary to invest? Yes, it is. Let's see. So first one, meeting goals. Investment will help us to meet our life goals or financial goals. So it may be short term, medium term, or long term. Example, you wanted to buy a car, own a house, apartment, retirement, whatever it is. So it is because to meet our financial goals. Financial security. So life is so uncertain. All of us wants to be financially secured. We never know. Example is pandemic. So when it has already hit and we know what we are right now. So it is better to have a proper investment strategies or plan so that we can meet our unforeseen events. Generate alternative sources of income. So don't rely on single income. It's better to diversify. So always we should have a second source of income. Beating inflation. So the money, what you have and the money, what the value today will not buy the same after 10 years. It's all because of inflation. So the money value will come down. So the same money will buy less after 10 years or maybe after 1 year. So in order to beat the inflation, it's better to invest. Saving for retirement. It's always good when person is earning. So it's always good to invest or keep some amount as a retirement in order to lead a financially independent and peaceful life. So at last, in order to create wealth. So if you start investing, you accumulate, our money will grow so that we can create a good wealth. Start investing early. So why we should start investing early? Let's see. It's all because of power of compounding. Let's assume, so you have a savings of 1 rupee and that 1 rupee you wanted to invest in any of the financial assets. So the common financial asset or alternative is fixed deposit. Let's assume you wanted to invest that 1 rupee in fixed deposit, which is fetching you an interest rate of 15%. So if the maturity date is for 5 years, that 1 rupee is going to convert it into 2 rupees at the rate of 15% interest rate. After 10 years, it is going to be 4. After 15 years, it is going to 8. And after 30 years, it is going to 64. So this is all about the power of compounding, and this is how the money grows. And what are the factors to consider while selecting an investment or while making an investment decisions? There are a few factors as an investor to consider. One is financial goals. So all of us have endless goals. All these goals needs to be sorted. So to short term, medium term, and long term. And remember, each goal is different from individual to individual according to their goals and priorities. So a 20-year college student goal is something different from a corporate employee married with one child. So a corporate employee, a married person, his short term, maybe he just wanted to take his family for some world trip or a vacation. For he wanted to save money for children's education, or long term is retirement savings. So each individual priorities and goals are different. Next is time. How much time to take to meet our financial goals or to achieve our financial goals? So time is very important element here. If you're looking for a short-term investments, so invest in such assets which are having very low risk. And if you're looking for long-term, so invest in such assets like equities or mutual funds or any of the alternative investment funds, so that your wealth will grow. Risk profile, very, very important as an investor to consider. So when it comes to risk profile, there is a risk appetite. So what is this risk appetite is all about? The level of risk an individual can take. And this risk appetite is different from person to person. So when we are talking about risk, there are few other parameters we consider. One is age, income, wealth, number of dependents, and mental profile. So all these are different parameters which is going to affect our risk. If you're young, you're ready to take high risk. If as the age proceeds, so you wanted to take less risk and less risk with high returns. And each risk profile is different, and don't copy your colleagues or your friends or investment strategy. So have your own investment strategy looking at your risk profile. And the next one is emotional factors. How this emotion is going to affect our investment decision. So it's simple, it's fear and greed of investor. Most of our investment returns are based on market. Let's say today the market price goes up and few individual or few investor will be very happy. What next? The next day if the price drops, so he'll be very worried. So better not to be any panic. So have a proper long-term objective. Plan for emergencies. It's always, good to plan for emergencies. So emergencies like unemployment, right now, what we are facing due to the pandemic, we have emergencies like unemployment, cut in our salary, so medical treatment, so all these things. So we have to plan our investment for emergencies. At last, it is external factors. So external factors are very important factors as an investor needs to be considered. So external factors like interest rate, inflation, so what a government measures taken, country's growth, GDP, economic cycle, government stability, all these are different factors which is going to affect the market and which is going to affect the returns of investor. So better to analyze all these factors as a smart investor before investing. And there are a few terminologies or parameters we have to consider before investing. Let's see one by one. Liquidity. What do you mean by liquidity? Liquidity is nothing but which can be an asset which can be easily converted into cash. Risk, a fear of financial loss or losing money. Reward. Reward is nothing but, in simple terms, it is returns or profit. You have taken risk and that has to be compensated with something that we call it as a reward. Is savings and investment same or different? So let's see. What is the difference between savings and investment? Savings doesn't mean investment, but investment comes from saving. Saving is for present and investment is for future. So when I say saving is for present, so it is to meet our emergencies or immediate requirements. So investment, it is for a long term. You wanted to invest on stocks or any of the securities to fetch a good returns in long term, maybe for your retirement or for your child's marriage or education. So all these are your investment. Now the question comes, should I invest or save? Let's see. There are, we have already sorted out our goals into three, that are short term, medium term, and long term. Based on that, so we'll see, should I invest or save? Monthly bills, which is immediate, obviously you have to save, right? You can't invest and you can't wait for, 1 year or 2 years to pay your monthly bills. So you have to save. Europe trip, maybe another 6 months or 1 year you wanted to go for Europe trip, better to save. Car purchase, better to save because it is short term, maybe another 1 year or 2 year you wanted to purchase your car. And it's always good to save as a down payment. You wanted to do a down payment, it's better to save in some savings account or RD. Home purchase, medium to long term. So either you can save or you can go for investment. It's a long term, it's better to go for investment. Higher education and retirement plan, it's obviously it is long term and it is investment option. Savings vehicle always fetch you low return and it comes with low risk. Investment vehicles, high return and high risk. Let's see few saving schemes available in India. Equity linked savings scheme, ELSS, very popular mutual fund scheme, which comes with a lock-in period of 3 years and rate of return varies from 9 to 15% based on market. And you can start investing with very low amount of 500 and there is a tax exemption up to 1.5 lakh. So this is one of the popular and best options for investment. Fixed deposit, very popular in India. And you can start investing. The term starts from 7 days to 10 years according to your convenience. And rate of return varies from 4 to 8 and varies from banks to banks. You can start your investment from 500 and maximum limit is 1.5 lakh per annum. And interest is taxed. So TDS is considered. And while investing, it's always good to see financial records of banks. So just remember what happened to S Bank. PPF, Public Provident Fund, very popular again. So comes with a lock-in period of 15 years and which fetches you an interest rate of 7 to 8% per annum. You can start your investment with 500 and maximum up to 1.5 and it's completely a tax-free investment. So if you're looking for a tax deductions under ATC or D, this is one of the best option. NSE, National Savings Certificate, again it is one of the popular savings scheme which comes with a lock-in period of 5 years. Rate of return is 6.8% per annum and minimum is 100, as low as you can just start investing, maximum there is no limit and interest rate is taxable as per the current tax slabs. Post office monthly income scheme, very similar to savings account, comes with a duration or lock-in period of 5 years, which gives you the return of 6.6%. And minimum amount you can invest is 1,500 per annum and maximum up to 4.5 lakhs. And interest is taxable. Senior citizen savings scheme. So all senior citizens who are aged above 60 years can go for this type of a saving scheme, which comes with a lock-in period of 5 years. And interest is taxed, return is 7.4% per annum. You can start with a minimum of 1,000 and multiples of 1,000 up to 15 lakhs. Kisan Vikas Patra, again KVS. So one of the best options available in India. And this Kisan Vikas Patra can double your money in 124 months, nothing but in 10 years and 4 months, it will double your money. So what is the interest rate which is giving? So that is 7.6%, a minimum limit. You can start with 1,000 rupees and there is no maximum limit, and returns are taxable. Sukanya Samriddhi scheme or Yojana, a very popular, and this is one scheme I just wanted to highlight those who are having a girl child. And what is this scheme all about? So government has taken so many measures for the upliftment of girl child. So they're giving importance to girls' education and financial independence. So this is one scheme where you can, a parent of girl child can look for, which is giving you the interest or a return of 8% per annum, a minimum limit or the minimum age of a girl should be less than 10 years. And this account is operational up to 21 years till the girl reaches 21 years or the girl above 18 years if the girl wanted to get married. So you can just withdraw as a parent or a child. So what is the minimum you can start investing? So from 250 rupees per annum and maximum is 1.5 lakh, and interest earned is tax exempt. So you have a tax exemption for your interest earned. And this is one of the saving schemes which is fetching you a reasonable returns. So go for it. National Pension Scheme, again, very popular, and this is open for all types of employees, because when it comes to government or nowadays, and even for private, so we don't have any retirement benefits like pension and all. This is one scheme which is introduced by government. You can start investing up to 60 years until you reach 60 years. And this returns vary from 9 to 12%. And minimum amount you can invest is 1,000, and maximum there is no limit. And you have a tax deductions under 80C and D up to 1.5 lakhs. Employee Provident Fund, all of us know, all of us are eligible for this. So this is an equal contribution from employer and employee. So employee and employee both will contribute 12% of basic salary, right? And it is not taxable once you complete a lock-in period of 5 years, and which fetches you an interest rate of 8.5% per annum. Voluntary Provident Fund. So this is another one saving scheme. What this saving scheme is all about. This is a saving scheme where employee, I'm stressing, employee can contribute above your EPF, nothing but employee provident fund. It is left to the employee how much he can wanted to contribute, maybe up to 100% of basic and dearness allowance. So it depends. And your interest status has your EPF. And in this case, employer will not contribute. When it comes to voluntary provident fund, employer will not contribute. It is only employee. When it comes to employee provident fund, both employee and employer will contribute. And both are eligible for tax deduction once it completes a lock-in period of 5 years. And it is also a one kind of retirement benefit if you hold for a long time. Deposit scheme for retiring, for government retiring employees. It is mainly meant for government employees. And as soon as they get retired, within 3 months from the recipient of their benefits, they should go for this scheme, or they can go for this scheme. And what is interest rate? So that is 9%. They can start investing from thousands or multiples of thousand, but it should not exceed the retirement benefits, and it is not taxable. So these are all the few savings scheme available. And one suggestion, before going for any of the savings schemes, you can just do a thorough analysis, which is a best option for you. And there are so many websites link I have shared. So one I'll show you. This is from India Post. You can see there are many post office savings schemes available. If you click on any of the scheme, it will give all the details regarding your scheme. So how much is your interest and whether to go for it, not to go for it, who is regulated. So all these informations, and you can compare your savings scheme in terms of your risk and return, and then you can choose. And there are few apps in your Play Store. You can just download any of the apps. There are few apps you can just see here, which will give you, I mean, a right kind of knowledge regarding investment options or savings options. And it will remind you also, depend upon your earning and monthly scheme, which type you have taken. So you can just install and you can explore all these apps or any one of the apps. Now let's talk about investment alternatives. So what are all the investment alternatives available? One is equity shades. So what is this equity shades is all about? It represents the ownership of a company. The investor who invests in equity shares of the company will become the shareholder. There is no fixed return. The returns are linked with stock market. So returns are linked with stock market, and which is of high risk, and even liquidity is also high. And there are many types of equity shapes or equity investment will come. You have blue chip, you have growth, you have income. So you have different types. So you have mid caps or large caps, small caps. So you have different types of stocks. So before investing in any shades, you have to do a thorough analysis of financial records of the company. What is the financial health of the company? So see their balance sheet, P&L account, their cash flow statement, ratios, and then you decide. So then you decide your investment, which is a best company to invest or which is a best company share to buy. And next is money market instruments, a short-term instrument which is less than 1 year, and risk is very low and return is also very low. And the major players in money market instruments are RBI, commercial banks, corporates. So all these are the major players in money market instruments. So there is a low risk because some regulated body is taking care. And you have so many types here also. You have treasury bills, commercial papers, certificate of deposits. So these are all the different varieties of money market instruments. Life insurance and insurance. So what this insurance is all about? An entity which gives a protection against any damage, loss, illness, and death. So this is all about our insurance. We have two types. One is life and another one is non-life insurance. Life insurance is secured for life, and non-life insurance, example is your health insurance, vehicle insurance, marine, fire. So for all this, there is a protection which the company is giving, that is life insurance company or a general insurance company. So precious objects, there are, I mean, options for making an investment in gold, silver, gems, stones, arts. So all these things. So these are all the few, I mean, investment options which is available in India. Gold is very popular type of investment in India. Debentures or bonds, a debt instrument which is having a long time maturity, and there is a fixed interest rate, usually offered by government or a private company or RBI. So it depends. So who is issuing? So this is also, the risk is depend on who is issuing. If it is a government body, the risk is low. If it is a corporate entity, so the risk is quite moderate to high. before investing in debentures or any of the debt instruments, it's better to see a credit ratings, which is given by CRISIL. So this is, I mean, that gives you a clear idea what is a solvency position of this company or this type of security, and then you can decide to invest or not to invest. Non-marketable securities. So non-marketable securities are nothing but which cannot be traded. You cannot sell or buy. So you cannot sell, you cannot transfer from one person to another person. All your saving schemes are comes under this non-marketable. You cannot sold your FDs or Sukanya Samriddhi scheme, NPS. You cannot sell that in the market, right? So that is your non-marketable securities. Mutual funds, again, are very popular and one of the best options available in India. What this mutual fund is all about, entity or a mutual fund company, they're going to pull savings from different investors, and that money is invested in various portfolio or different securities. Say they invest in equity, they invest in or debt instruments, they invest in insurance or money market instruments. So they invest in different what investment alternatives, and returns are expected from all these things. And why this is, I mean, a moderate risk and moderate return, because when it comes to risk, there is one a person called a fund manager, expert money management is there in case of mutual funds. There is one person who reads the market, he's an expert, he reads the market, and on behalf of you, he's going to invest in the market. You have so many schemes available in mutual funds. You have equity schemes, you have debt schemes, you have hybrid schemes, you have market on based on market caps, large, multi or medium, small. So based on all these things, you can invest. And when it comes to SIP, I wanted to mention, sorry, when it comes to mutual funds, either you can invest in lump sum or you can go for SIP, that is systematic investment plans, where you can invest regular payments or regularly, so equal intervals in for a specified time regularly. So that is your systematic investment plan, nothing but SIP. Again, it is very popular. Real estate, all of you know, physical property, so which includes land or urban land, commercial property, house, whatever it is, real estate. So it always appreciates, we know it's a universal truth. Derivatives, quite complicated. So what is derivative? It's a contract between two parties and whose value is derived by underlying assets. So it's a contract. In simple words, it's just a contract, and you have so many types of derivatives, or you have 4 types of derivatives: forward, futures, options, and swaps. So why this derivative is necessary? In order to hedge against risk or to take advantage of one market to other market. So these are all the different investment alternatives available in India or across the world. As I said, the risk and return goes hand in hand. Higher the risk, higher the return. Lower the risk, lower the return. When it comes to your cash or ready cash or cash in hand or cash at bank or FDs or any of the money market instruments, the risk is very low and return is also very low. Why risk is very low? Because it is regulated by RBI or Government of India, and return is also not that great. It is low. As your risk appetite increases, even your return will also increase. All market linked assets or securities fetches you high return. Say example, your mutual funds, your direct stocks or equities. So all this gives you high returns, and risk is also very high because it depends on stock market. These are all the few options available in India, best options. You can just go through it as I've explained it clearly. So equity, mutual fund in terms of risk, tenure, liquidity, and returns. You have a mutual fund, real estate, gold, debt funds, insurance, NPS, senior citizen schemes, so equity linked savings schemes. So all these things I've already discussed with you. You can just have a look at it and go for a investment decisions. Now, the hot cake. COVID. So is that necessary to reshuffle my portfolio? during this crisis, or the same portfolio will work for me during COVID-19 or in this pandemic. So let's see what is a relationship between your COVID-19 and how it has impacted financial markets. So financial markets is showing a sharp volatility in India and across the globe. All benchmark indices across the country. So say it as Singapore or NASDAQ or New York, Dow Jones, all showed high records in January, and it started to fall from February because of COVID-19. Not only because of COVID-19, there was a trade war between China and USA. That is also one what point. And there is a price war between oil price war between Russia and Saudi Arabia. So these are all the different, parameters which is going to affect financial markets. And when it comes to India, the trade has fell because of the lockdown. So all sectors are adversely affected, and we never know when this pandemic is going to end and how adversely it is going to affect the health, wealth, and economy of the country or globe. So in this situation, in this current situation, what an investor has to do. So let's see impact of COVID on stock market. So how adversely the stock market has affected. So there is a comparison pre-pandemic and during the crisis. So national stock exchanges, one is Nifty and another one is Sensex. You can see the index value here. In January, it show all high time records, that was 12,000, around 12,000 points and 41,000 points. And in March, due to pandemic and other parameters, it fell nearly 38%. So you can just see the values. And in June, as the government took measures to boost the liquidity in the system, like repo cut or moratorium or introduction of Atmanirbhar Bharat Yojana, 20 lakh crore package into the system or into the economy, all these. So in order to boost the liquidity, all these measures have taken by the government, and slowly the market is recovering, or slowly it is coping up. It has not recovered, it is only coping up. So which is the best stock to buy? So let's analyze for all the top performers. So which sector is better to invest? When it comes to investment in shares or stock, there are few stocks which is performing very good, that is FMCG, healthcare, pharma, and select stock, that is Bharti Airtel in telecom. And according to experts, it is going to outperform in coming days also. And few sectors which fell up to 40%, that is hospitality, tourism, auto, oil and gas, entertainment. So not to go for these type of company investment or sector investment. Auto is gearing up because the sales have increased. All thing is like many of us want to own vehicle because of this pandemic. So because of that, the sales is gearing up, and there is a green light, or there is a green light in case of auto sector or automobile sector. Banks and financial institutions or financial institution stocks, hugely they're facing a huge downturn or huge fall. One is because of its bank, that is also one thing, and another one is banks are the spike in credit cost, NPAs, and fear of bankruptcy, insolvency. So all these are different elements where the banking stocks are going down or facing huge downturn. So if you're looking for banking stocks, it's better to invest in PSUs, public sector undertakings. So what we have to do in this, I mean, when pandemic has already hit the market and there is a low, I mean, everything is falling. So what as an investor we have to do? It's better to invest in companies, or it is better to go for investment which are companies or what are sectors like telecom or healthcare, pharma, or even a blue chip shades will fetch you a good return long term. So if you're a long term investor, yes, because all share prices have dropped. If you're a long term investor, so all this large cap companies or blue chip companies or multi cap companies or mid cap companies will fetch you a good return in long term once the stock market stabilizes or recovered. And dividend yielding stocks is good to buy. Dividend yielding stocks like Maharatna companies or Navratna companies, all government undertakings, PSUs, are good to invest. As a long-term investor, you can just buy all good company shares with reasonable discount rate, and because they have a strong financial records, they do recover, they come back. The returns will be, it's not guaranteed, but they have a good returns to expect. And when it comes to investor, if you look back the history, I mean, the bull market has long lived, but bear market has short lived. The bear markets do have recovered. So wait for, I mean, this recovery, the pandemic to go, and the market will slowly recover. And if you're a long term, if you have a long term objective, you can just go for share market investment. Mutual funds, one of the best options, but mutual funds also sharply hit due to this pandemic. And history has already proved the all investment in mutual funds have given a positive returns for long term. And what an investor has to do, avoid lump sum investment, go for SIPs. So that is one of the best options, so that you can just start investing from 500 rupees every month. So that is one option. And you can buy a top up SIP also. And invest in large cap and mid cap mutual funds. When it comes to bond space, corporate bond or PSU banking or comparatively safe, but see a solvency position of the company. So how do you going to analyze this? See the credit ratings from CRISIL or ICRA. So this gives you a proper idea which debt fund to buy. Usually a fund like SBI, ICICI, HDFC will give you better and safe returns. And these are all the few references, or for your reference, you can just visit the website and do a thorough analysis. Insurance, ensure in this pandemic, ensure you and your life family members have sufficient health coverage. Buy top up health coverage. And if you have dependents, go for term life insurance. And ULIPs is one of the best options, which comes with dual benefits. One is returns and another one is life insurance. So this is one of the best options. You cannot say it as an investment. It is a must in order to secure our life and our family. So these are the few websites you can refer. Gold, one of the bestest investment right now. You can just see how the price is increasing day by day. Gold is treated as safe haven, and in most of the countries, it is also treated as currency, alternative currencies, where the countries whose currencies are devaluated. So they treat this as a alternative currencies, and it is negatively correlated with stock market. So the stock market movements will not going to affect the gold price. And you can just go for investment, like you can buy sovereign gold bond schemes or gold ETF, gold coins, gold bars, or physical gold jewelry. But according to experts, physical gold jewelry is not an investment because it comes with making charges. But we do Indians, we treat the physical gold jewelry as investment, including me. That's a truth. And you can just see, you can refer, I mean, a few websites before making investment in gold price or gold. And there are other financial products to consider. So maintain your cash reserve. So keep a ready cash with you, or liquid cash. So either you can just opt for savings account, which pays you an interest rate of 2 to 3%, or you can go for RD also. Maintain cash and fixed deposits. So it's better. That is one of the good options available in India. So you can just keep your cash in fixed deposit, but see a good track record banks with low NPAs and credit costs. So you have to go through. then only you can. So SBI or SBI is one of the best options, HDFC, ICICI, Vijaya Bank, Dena Bank. So all these are good options to go for FD. Invest wisely in real market or real estate has the price always appreciate. So it's better to, that is one of the best investment options, but liquidity is not that great. It will take time to liquidate because you have so many processes like registration and all, but it is one of the good option. And there are many other scheme like long-term scheme like public provident fund, Sukanya Samruddhi, NPS. All these gives you a moderate returns with low risk because it is regulated by RBI and Government of India. And there are a few other options for regular income, corporate deposits, because corporate deposits is very similar to your fixed deposits, but you're keeping your money in company. So before investing, you have to go through the company details or company financial records. And they pay interest quarterly and half yearly. And you can go for long-term bonds because it is issued by government. The risk is very low and return is also low to moderate. And annuity plans, which is given by insurance company. So this is also one of the best options for retirement. At last, so I conclude with the world continues to deal with this COVID pandemic, and we don't know when it is going to affect and how adversely it is going to affect the health and wealth of the individual and the country. So this is not the first time we are facing. The market has seen the tough times before also. When you look back the history, in 1930 there was a Great Depression, and 2008 there was a Great Recession. And if you see, the market has recovered. They have do recovered. So it will take time, but it will recover. For an investor who is having a long-term objective, this is one of the best what opportunity to explore and invest in any of the financial assets. So what are all the things you need to consider? So before investing in during pandemic, you can reassess your risk tolerance, nothing but you see your risk. So before pandemic and after pandemic, before pandemic, you would have taken a more risk, you would have invested in equities out of your portfolio 80 to 90%. But now, as market is not that great or favorable, better to cut your portfolio in equity investment. So you can just come to 40 to 50% in equity investment, and you can add gold as one of the what portfolio. Gold as one of the assets up to 10 to 20%. You can keep it as a investment. And financial goals, prioritize, give priority to long-term financial goals. It's better to withdraw your short-term financial goals like going to vacation or buying laptop or iPad, iPhone, whatever it is. So concentrate on your long-term. Reshuffle your investment portfolio, as I told you. So reshuffle. So you have to reshuffle your investment portfolio. So the portion of your distribution. So now you have to carefully analyze based on your income, age, so needs. So based on all these things, you have to reshuffle. Recast your budget. Cut down all non-priority or non-essential expenses so that you avoid your money erosion, right? For unwanted things, you save and you invest. And better not to rely on single income, diversify. So have a second source of invest, have a second source of return so that you can, so what you have to do, you have to invest. So these are all the few things to consider to make a right investment decision during crisis. And I'm going to, these are the few references where you can refer before investing or before going for any of the investment options. Before completing my presentation, so I just wanted to leave with this excellent quote by Warren Buffett on earning, spending, savings, on taking risk, investment, and expectations. Thank you all. So many. So it's open for questions. A question from Raman, is it good to invest in bonds or stocks in comparison with reference to risk and returns? Both are long. If you're looking for a long-term objective, it is better to go for stocks. Uh, I mean, it depends. It depends on you. So, what is your risk appetite? I mean, if you're young and if you wanted to take a risk, and if your objective is very long, you can go for stocks. And you can stocks like, I mean, as I told you, you can cherry pick the stocks of any large cap companies or blue chip companies or multi caps or mid cap companies. So that in long run they do recover and you will get a returns. When it comes to bond, so go for government bonds or which is issued by RBI or Government of India, which is very safe. So always bonds or debt instruments issued by Government of India or PSUs are safe. Yes, in COVID times, debt instrument is good, but you have to see the record, good record of the company or whatever it is. If you're investing in banks, see the record because there is a spike in credit cost. NPAs are increasing like anything, and many banks are getting feared of the solvency, bankruptcy. So see the record. So bonds like which is issued by SBI, HDFC. So all these are good to invest, and any RBI or taxable bonds. All these are good bonds to invest. See, Shastri, when it comes to Mr. Shastri, we never know. So how this pandemic is going to last. So how adversely it is going to affect. So according to expert, there is an expectation this pandemic is going to increase in maybe in December or next in June, July. So the market may even more adversely get affected. But when it comes to your large cap or multi cap or any of the good companies or good sector stocks, you are getting it in a cheap because market has already fell, and you can buy those stocks at a discount rate. And if you hold it for a long term, say it after 5 years or 10 years, so which will give you a very good returns. So long term objective is very, very necessary. Even bonds issued by government are prone to market risk. Uh, it's not like market linked returns. Bonds are not market linked returns because your interest rate is fixed, so your maturity date is fixed. And when it comes to I mean, what if the S bank have issued bonds and it has already gone bankrupt? Yes, there is a risk, right? If, I mean, there are few banks like SBI and all where the money is safe and it is one of the largest public sector bank in the country. Obviously it is safe. It depends, it depends. NRI, if you see the foreign portfolio investment, it has completely dropped, right? All this foreign, I mean, investors are taking back their money from our country, thinking that, I mean, it is our rupees already getting devaluated and still more it will drop. So when it comes to NRI, equities are good, ADRs, EDRs are one of the best options, or mutual funds. Yes. So when it comes to credit rating agencies, yes, they are doing a pretty good job. So not biased with any of the sector bank or any banks. So they are doing really a quite good job, like CRISIL, ICRA, and do refer before investing in any of the debt instruments. Scroll down. Anybody want to ask questions? Investment and commodity exchange are safe. So if you go for hedging, yes, it is safe. So because you're mitigating your risk or you're passing your risk to other party. So obviously it's a contract between two and it is quite safe. Hedging is, yes, or arbitrage is one good option. And I do share my PPTs with all the participants, and NPS can really benefit the salary. Yes, yes, yes. That is one of the best options. And please go for it. Please go for it. NPS is one of the best options available in India. Forex trading. So, what to say about Forex trading? Because our currency is devaluating, or because of the devaluation in the currency, and the price of USD. So US dollars is 76, and I think Great Britain pound is somewhere around 96 or 95. Obviously, forex trading, I don't suggest to go for currency trading right now. If you're not traveling outside, or if you treat it as something important. So there are many other alternatives where you can look for. And if you're going for forex trading, better to go for swaps. So you can use the derivative market or get into any contracts. Anybody, if you wanted to talk, you can raise your hands or ask question. You can raise your hands. When it comes to NPS, it is lock-in period is, you don't have any lock-in period. You can just start investing from the day, and minimum it is somewhere around 5 years. Return on investment, it varies from 7 to 8%. It will change. It will change. So you cannot, right now it is somewhere around 7 to 8. And looking at, the investment on the day of your investment, you can just go for NPS. Sukanya Samriddhi scheme, mainly meant for girl child, which is one of the best option for parents who are having girl child. So benefits, when it comes to benefits, it is mainly meant for a girl child education and marriage, or marriage in any cases. You can start investing if the girl child is less than 10 years, up to 21 years, or for 15 years, or for 15 years. So it depends on the scheme you have taken. And return is somewhere around 8%, that is one of the best investment alternatives, which is giving you good returns. So that is all about Sukanya Samriddhi scheme. And that is limited to 2 girl child in a family. You cannot take, if you have 5 girls or 5 daughters in a family, you can't take 5 Sukanya Samriddhi scheme. It is only limited to 2 daughters in a family. SIP is very good option. So rather than investing all or dumping all your money in mutual funds, go for a systematic investment plan, so that a small amount can be paid every month. So that is one of the good options. And you can opt for top-up plan also. So whenever you have more money, you can invest. So top-up option is also good. As I told you, if you have a girl child, go for Sukanya Samriddhi. Or PPF is also, a old investment alternative, which is fetching good returns, and which is all these are regulated by Government of India and RBI. So the risk is very low and returns are almost guaranteed. Okay, thank you all. Stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you.